this week's Ask Dr. Nikki comes from fake name Sally. So fake name Sally's question is, I'm 25 years old, almost 26. I've never had an orgasm in my life, not even alone. I have had many toys and love, in capitals, sex. People tell me it's hard to believe that I do simply because I never come or finish. I'm very open-minded and I'm quite happy to try new things. I just want people to understand that I don't have to get all the way or appreciate or understand that sex is great, all kinds. Can you tell me how I can maybe communicate this to people? How can I make them understand that finishing isn't everything? Well, fake name Sally, I think you've done a very good job even in communicating that to me. And really it's about standing up for yourself and saying to people, listen, I still enjoy sex, even though I've never had an orgasm before. The problem is we live in this goal-focused society when it comes to sex. We think that there is a beginning, middle, and end. Foreplay, sex, and then sex finishes when someone has an orgasm. But why does sex have to finish when someone has an orgasm? Why can't sex continue? Why can't sex be something that continues and has periodical breaks in between, whether that's a day or a few days? You know, why is it that we think that we have to come? The reason that we still have this belief is because we're tied to a reproductive element of sex. Even though a lot of us are not having sex because we want to have babies necessarily, a lot of our belief system comes from that. So an orgasm was always placed as importance because you needed an orgasm for the potential of life. And I feel like that's something that's been really ingrained in our mind. We also have this difference between the genders. You know, you'll hear men talk about blue balls. They have this fill up of semen in their testicles and they feel like they need to release it. Some women feel a very similar sensation where we call it a vaginal ache. You know, like they're getting ready for sex and they have this tilting down there, their body is responding, and if they don't have sex, they feel like they're just gonna burst. And that's something a lot of women experience as well. But there are a lot of women out there that still enjoy sex, but don't have a regular orgasm. But I think not having had an orgasm before, I would encourage you to keep exploring, because sometimes I feel that if you haven't ever had an orgasm before, it sits on your mind, and even when you are masturbating or even when you're having sex with someone else, there still is this internal pressure of, oh, why can't I? Or I wonder if I'm going to this time. And that's the exact thing that really puts the brakes when it comes to experiencing pleasure. When we get too stuck up in our minds and we're caught up with other thoughts, and sometimes the stress of having an orgasm is what sees us not have an orgasm. So the biggest tip I could give to you is find ways to relax and take that pressure off. Keep exploring with what feels good. If you're open-minded and you enjoy sex, then explore with different toys, even explore with pornography, using fantasy, you know, anything you can think of that might help you to get there, because I would encourage you to at least know that you can. You might be one of those people that doesn't orgasm every time that they have sex, and that's fine, and I think it's great for you to articulate that to people, but I think it's really important for you to know that you can do it. Some people have an orgasm really easily, other people don't, and that's just the way that we're built, and there's nothing that's a matter of being wrong or right. But if you feel that you still enjoy sex without an orgasm, which I really think that you can, then make sure you proudly tell that to people. If they doubt you, look them straight in the eye and say, well, you know what? I still really enjoyed that experience, or I still really have great sex, and I don't even have to have an orgasm. So I hope that helps, and I wish you all the best on your journey, and I really hope that you do communicate this to people, because I think we need more people like you voicing and saying, hey, sex doesn't have to end in an orgasm. I'm actually really happy and I find sex enjoyable just the way it is right now. So thank you, and if you have an Ask Dr. Nikki question, make sure you jump onto Facebook and send me a Facebook message. You can ask me anything. Bye.